What's happening, everybody? Happy gathering point.
What's up with it, the gathering point? That's us out here, folks. We got a little bit of time there for you to read the board before we go over the board, before we go over everything happening tonight.
Yeah.
What do you got to say?
Well, we got a lot going on tonight. I'm doing the warmer-upper, but before we get into what's going on the board, we've got a pretty sweet competition that we're going to tell you about first.
Really sweet.
We call it Glass the Ball.
And it's Glass the Ball.
Yeah, it's kind of like basketball, but we have to cut glass bits off of one gather into a basket or a stainless steel bucket and see who can get the most cuts off of their gather with no reheats and without damaging the diamond shears.
And if you've never seen the show or seen what's going on, that's pretty vague, but it's going to be cool. You're going to see it happen. We've got 4 glass blowers here tonight. We've got Lucy, my sister, in town, so we got the full family of 4, and Marcy, the 5th part of the family here, working at the hot shop. And we're going to be doing a challenge here to see who has the best hand skills.
Yeah, it's a pretty warm night right now. It's here.
Humid.
I know there's people all over the world watching us, but right now it is 6 o'clock in Dearborn. We've got some people from New Zealand watching us. I hear from being yelled out over in the tech department. But it's hot. It's probably about 100 degrees in here, if not more. We're going to be sweating it up real good tonight, but that comes with the territory. We don't mind it. We also got the furnace number 2 rebuilt and up to temperature and charged, full of new glass. We're not blowing out of it tonight. It's just fining out and melting right now, but we're going to show you that because it's looking real pretty, and we're getting ready to start focusing on that furnace, and we're going to tear the other one down and rebuild that one because it's that time of year, the rebuild time of year. So a little bit about the board.
Well, the way we usually do it, and if anybody's new, let us know in the chat. We've got my sister, we got tech support over here watching the chat and seeing what's going on, but the way we do, there they are over there, tech support, looking good, folks. Many of you know Lucy from our early shows. She's back from New York right now. But the way we run the show is we're going to do the challenge, and we're going to see who wins, and we're going to raise the Champions Cup, which we made on the show. And then we'll go over the board. We'll show everybody the featured product table, which is what funds these amazing shows and funds our business here, and how you can support the Glass Academy. And then we go on from there. We've got 1 set of custom orders tonight, and then we've got free range to do whatever we like.
All other pieces except for the giveaway will be available for purchase.
That's right.
On the Anila reveal on Thursday at noon.
That is right, folks. So let's get down to it. Let's show them the honey toss area. I mean, not the honey toss, the glasketball.
The glasketball.
Glasketball area. So to just mock it out for you here in slow time, if I were to take my gather, I get hot glass on the end of the blowpipe, I grab the diamond shears, and I'm turning it here. You got to stand within the bench, and you cut little pieces off, and you send them, and you try and get them in the bucket. Harder than it looks.
There it is, folks, the true name.
And you get 1 gather, you do as many cuts as you want. The person with the most completed chunks of glass into the bucket will be crowned as the Glass Academy glass blower champion.
The glasketball champion.
Glasketball champion.
So first thing we do is we spin the mold.
That's
to
right.
See who the heck goes first. The order of the competitors. We lost Michelle. She's not around here.
Off,
here
and
she
she's
comes.
Coming. So I'll take this side, and she can stand on the far side. And we're going to spin the mold here to see who's going first.
Everyone get your feet in
I
real
wouldn't mind
close.
setting the bar here real high. Well, let's see what happens. I will be. I think so.
All right.
First, all right.
Now we got 3. Come on.
It's a good spin.
You're all going to get it.
Oh.
Marcy's number 2.
Come on, baby. Give it to me. Yes.
And Mom is
Bum, 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 bum.
So that's the order, folks. I'm going to start it off right now, and I'm going to show everybody how it's done and make it happen.
And you have to stay in the realm of the bench.
In between the bars.
Hello, was it Yolanda? Yolanda, what's happening from South Africa? Love having you on the show. If you need anybody to come visit you, let us know. We'll jump on a plane and we'll come hang out and check you out and
Got
visit.
some molten glass here, folks. 2,000 degrees. And here we are. Oh. 1, 2, 3. He's on a roll. Oh, no. Oh, rimmed it. 4. Big one.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, rim.
9.
Swish.
Oh. One more, maybe.
Oh, 9. Can you get one more?
Oh. Couldn't get to 10, but look at that. All the way down to the pipe. Used it all up. That was a lot more than I was expecting, but I also had quite a few missed shots here around the basket. Let's take a look inside there and see how they look sitting in there all pretty and feeling good.
All right, number 2. I'll take that camera.
Marcy,
we got
let's
Marcy
see what
over
we
here
got.
getting ready. There she goes. Regular size punties only.
9.
So Jake gets 9.
Think you can beat that?
There's our basket. Marcy's getting a hot gather right now. Here she comes.
Michelle, you got anything to say about this challenge before you get going here?
Yeah, it's like sporting events. I don't like basketball.
Here she
I'm not going to like
comes.
this challenge.
You can stand or sit, whatever you like.
She's going for her first snip here now. You want the different diamonds? Yeah. Here you go.
My hands aren't big enough.
There we go. All right, she's got one ball on the end there.
1.
Little short. Little closer.
She's
That's
getting closer, folks.
every time. She's getting long though. She's got a dangler. Yep. Oh.
Come on, girl. Come on.
I can do this.
Oh, almost.
Oh.
Come on.
Come on, get it there. Ah!
I just want one.
One more, come on. Ah!
Well, that's all right. What a gallant effort.
I know. I'm not very good.
Marcy, nice
Marcy.
job.
Hey, that was pretty good. She had 2 that were right on either side of the basket, though. It was darn
Jake,
close.
why don't you, Marcy, will you grab the broom and sweep those ones around so we can see the other people's or no?
I think they look pretty cool. It's almost like an
all
art piece
right.
around that thing.
No problem. All right, so we got, Marcy's got 0, but she's only going up
effort,
from
though.
there, that's for sure. All right, Michelle is up now.
Mom's up next. Here we go.
Oh, it's my turn?
Oh, no. Yeah, I think you're last. Yeah.
Well, all right then.
You're right. Wait, Marcy, put the numbers right here. That was pretty good, Marcy. You might have had 2 or 3 extra shots, too, if you were using the smaller diamonds in the very beginning. But we'll do a repeat of this one, that's for sure. That's a fun one. So here he goes. She said she doesn't have good aim, folks. The size does not necessarily matter on this. It's the heat and the quickness of the snip. Size, I guess more glass gives you more opportunity as long as you can control it. And like Marcy had it getting longer, made it a little more difficult to line it up. Okay, here goes number 1. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh no!
Come on! 1.
Yeah, who came up with this challenge?
Not me.
Oh, robbed.
There it is, 2.
The post. Nothing. Oh.
3.
What do you think,
Remember,
Mom? How
the
you gonna
glass
do?
is getting cold.
4, no, 3.
Only 3.
Ah!
Oh, don't be ruining the shears.
4.
Oh, the
Lemon
hard
hit.
hitter. Oh my
Man,
God.
that was tough. Woo, Marcy, I can see it's tough. It wasn't easy. What the heck's Jake's deal?
They were just going
He's
in.
been doing this forever.
He's been practicing this. You didn't tell me that.
He came up with it because he's done it elsewhere.
No comment.
All right, Shell.
All right.
No forearm cramps allowed.
Last but not least,
Michelle's got no strategy. She says she's just going to put about 20 in.
oh man.
Woo! Here she comes, folks. Wait a minute.
What?
She's cooling it off.
Yep. The glass was too hot, she said.
I said nothing. Short.
Going for number 1. The lean over. Ooh. Ooh.
Short.
Over.
Come on.
To the side. Everywhere but in.
Rim.
Off the post.
Oh,
Just dunk it.
just lay it over there and give it a little tap.
Yeah,
It'll
there you
right
go.
in.
That's great.
Whoa.
That's hardcore.
Well, that was a pretty hot one, guys, 'cause I'm already soaking through my shirt and I haven't even started blowing glass yet. Intense.
Wow.
All right, well, I think we're going to, go over the board? You got to show off the cup. You got to raise the cup.
Forgot to bring it over, but I'll grab it.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Someone talk.
Housekeeping, housekeeping. All right, well, Jake's bringing over the cup.
Folks, I want to let you know that on my blown away application, this is exactly what I did at the start of the video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. But I'm a couple shows behind on scribing them on here, but you see how our names, the champions' names here, scribed across the bottom. Sooner or later, it's going to be completely filled to the bottom with mostly my name, but it only just takes a little bit of time.
All right, so going over the board, Marcy, why don't you show them a shot of the board? If you can get it all in the picture. If not, you can move that table out of the way and step back a little bit. There's no reason for it to be there.
Yeah, so the board, folks, is what we got going on tonight. And like I mentioned before, we got one custom order, and this was purchased by Carrie and for Kirsty's birthday. And Carrie actually came into town the other day for a baseball game, and we talked about the order, and we got it all lined up. And it's going to be a pumpkin as well as an acorn to go with the pumpkin. Watch out for that crazy person.
It's not hot enough, but superheroes here.
She did have a cape made with all kinds of power words from you, the Glass Academy addicts, who mailed them in for her blown away application. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, we got that custom order. Chris is going to start it with the warmer upper. Then we've got artist choice. We're going to make what we want up until the giveaway, where you all know that we give away a piece every single show that we do. And to enter, we will explain to you the giveaway question that you answer, and then you're entered to win. And every show we give away a piece, and we'll give one away tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to start, well, you're letting them know anything else you need to let them know. I'm going to start picking out some colors for my warmer upper.
Well, then why don't we come over here, and before 6:30, when this all becomes live on the website, folks, I'd love to highlight this beautiful display with bonsai, books, and cacti. That sounds like a poem or some kind of super cool saying, but these are all one-of-a-kind individuals. We have others up on the website, but these are the highlighted ones for tonight, our featured product. And like I mentioned, folks, this is what keeps the shows going. This is what keeps the business afloat. We sell all of our handmade work made here at the Glass Academy in Dearborn, Michigan. We've got a beautiful pair here that my girlfriend will be receiving, or will be purchasing, she said, if nobody buys them, because they're her favorite pair and they're super cute, and she told me to sell the heck out of them. So somebody should be getting them because she's a designer and she even drew them over here, and she knows, let me tell you, she knows what looks good, and they are some cuties. So we're looking to sell those, but we've got a lot of other individual ones that are really cool. The blue one is a beautiful one with two beautiful flowers on there. We don't normally do two, except for on the larger ones here. Number 5's got two as well, but we'll go into all those in detail throughout the show, and there's also beautiful pictures on the website. Unfortunately, this live one with plastic still all over it is not available. That's my desk cactus, and Marcy just told me the other day that that's actually plastic on the outside for packaging purposes, and I thought it was part of the cactus. So I'll let that be known one time, and then we'll move on from there.
All right.
Sweet. So into the shop, folks. We've got beautiful things happening.
All right, so for the warmer-upper, I'm going to do a crazy iridescent candy mug.
What?
That's right, an iridescent candy mug.
Yeah, and folks, we made some really cool stuff today. We started doing sets of glasses, whether they're rocks glasses or tall tumblers, water glasses, whatever it is. We made a bunch of them earlier in the week and a bunch of them today. And the annealer's filled up with those. Chris is gonna add a mug now into the annealer. So we've got multiple different sets of drinkware. And you see he's going into the iris blue. This is a super iridescent, deep, beautiful blue we use in a lot of our colors, and you're going to want to see this one get iridized at the very end of the process because it turns into actual bling. And I'm already really parched here.
All right, so I'm getting this thing real hot so it picks up this really nice orange on the outside of it. I'm going to give it a little flash and leave it not melted in hardly at all.
Now this is looking pretty cool. Is that iris on the outside too?
No, just that's the candy
orange.
orange.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
It's
looking
really
pretty
grippy.
good. All right, how about a foot? So I want to make sure this thing's dead solid while I'm getting ready to put the foot on it. You can see that texture of the bright orange. It's barely melted in. So it looks like I rolled it in like rock candy. And that's going to really pop bright orange.
So the way he's making a mug and the way everyone makes mugs is upside down, where that widest part is going to be the bottom of the cup here, and I've got the color for the foot.
Why don't you bring me an left orange all the way over to the left?
Transparent
there you go.
orange.
Little finer orange than the real crusty, chunky stuff. The funky, chunky, monkey stuff.
So I get 2 schmacks, as they call it, 2
That's
layers
good.
of that beautiful transparent orange on here. And then I'm going to get it really hot. Really hot's probably back up to about 2100 degrees so that it's molten and it'll squish in whatever direction that he wants it to when I bring it over. Are you ready for it?
I am.
It most certainly is a hot one in here today.
Make sure you use the zoom, Marcy. We don't want that camera to overheat tonight. We're making too much good action.
So he cuts that off nice and clean. I'll get the diamonds at some point.
Woo, he's sounding crunchy. Good.
I got chunks hitting me in the leg.
There you go.
Thank you. So the reason I was looking for those shears is that we always want to save as much glass as possible. And I brought over all that orange, and after you cut it off, I've got clear left sitting on the pipe here that I'm going to use to apply to Chris and have him put onto the bottom of the mug so we can flip it around.
Looking good, looking good. Well, for the record, I'm already warmed up.
You ready on this one?
I'm ready. Woo-wee.
Yeah, I'd say. Ooh, is that gonna work all right in there? Just dandy. So we're lining it up, a beautiful connection on the bottom, delicate but strong enough to finish the piece. That just broke off perfect.
Looking good, looking good. Go for an orange lip wrap on this. All right, so I'm making sure that I'm keeping the punty on the foot plenty hot, but I'm also heating up just the lip wrap. And the lip wrap, just the lip, so I can open that up a hair and then put that nice matching rim around the top. This thing is gonna be pretty electric looking, I'm telling you guys.
What are you telling them now?
It's gonna be really electric looking.
Ah. The lip wrap's pretty cool. It's just a tiny bit of glass. I got the same color as the foot. And it's gonna be a pretty cool visual to see the way this spirals onto the front of it. You bring it nice and juicy. It goes all the way around. It's hot enough, he doesn't even need to cut it, he just pulls it off. And if you're talented, you pull it in a manner that puts it on there even. And it looks just about right.
All right. So we're going to do a reverse handle on this one. Kind of like the dragon tail handle.
All right.
So we'll make that one. Let's make that one out of the brilliant yellow.
Okay. So we got orange, iridescent blue, and a bright transparent yellow coming up here. So I hit the lip, evened it out nice and smooth. He's going for the beautiful teardrop tulip shape, flared lip.
You know it's hot when your arms are squirting out sweat. Let me shake a little off. All right. That's looking pretty nice, guys. I like the shape. Got a real nice orange texture, but that orange is gonna really pop and become super bright.
You know what I realized is that it's really nice doing these handles on the large pipes.
Yeah.
Because it leaves no room to pull it out and have it be thin up top.
Yep, and don't blow it out too thin. Leave it a little thicker for me, okay?
All right. So I prepare it, a couple rolls here. I'm gonna puff a bubble into it. Let it blow out right through the bottom. And then give it a nice swing. Shape it up.
So Marcy, when we put this puppy on there, if you can get a good shot of it going on from maybe in the front, the handle, so they can see the reverse smackdown.
Ready
Is
for
this
it?
done? Yeah, not too hot.
This is backwards from the original way, or the classic way of putting on a blown handle.
Straight up. Stay. Lift up. Lift. Lift. Lift.
Nice.
I like putting those on like that, and then I like going in and doctoring up this tail here. So it's got a really nice looking roll to it.
And so you see how orange that looks right now, but look what happened when I cooled down the color in water. That's a bright yellow. Nice.
This is that handle that gets sassy. It's like a girl with her hands like, what? On her hips. Who said that?
The
Or now when
sassy
he spins
handle.
it up, it turns into a dragon tail.
Totally. All right, heard from tech support, folks. The website is live.
I'm
What
gonna
that
take
means?
a little silver blue handle.
All right. Marcy's showing you over the board, but what that means, folks, is all those pieces, those one-of-a-kind, one-and-done pieces are available on the website for purchase. Once they're sold, we'll pull them from the table. But we will do a little explaining of the cactus a little later on, because that's one of our signature products, and it's something super unique. Something handmade, something you don't see in a lot of glass shops or really in a lot of decorative spaces. Live cactuses are a beautiful thing. Handmade glass cactuses are a whole nother realm. Isn't that right? I know we've got a lot of Glass Academy addicts, part of the Facebook page with about 500 fans on there that watch our show. I'd love to see, I'm not looking at the comments now, but I know my sister's over there waiting for it. How many of you all own a Glass Academy cactus? Because a lot of our products are pretty seasonal, and we're coming to the end of the short season here, so we wanted to give people one last opportunity to get their 2021 cactus.
Stay. Yep.
You want this for the stamp?
Yep.
Dragon tail, jeez, look at that.
I'm just gonna fold this down and I'll be ready for the stamperoonie.
So we call that the dragon's back, but this is the only real back on it that actually looks like dragon age action. And that's an actual tail on the back of that beautiful reverse handle. Here comes the GA bit. Every single one of our products has a stamp that has a GA squished into the glass for the Glass Academy. That's how you know we made it.
One little flash here, and then we're gonna go for the reduction on her.
Bling bling, folks. We're gonna bring the metallic to the surface. So take a good hard look at that blue right now. And you're gonna notice when he comes out of the hole in the next heat, it's gonna be completely iridescent.
All right. go for it.
Oh yeah. So I got the gas turned up over here. It's a really gassy flame, a fluffier flame, not as hot, but more natural gas in there. And it's pulling all the metals to the surface of the piece.
Oh yeah,
Look
look
at
at that
that.
gold dragon tail.
Woohoo!
And that's gonna be bright orange on there, guys. Look at that baby.
Candy special.
All right, I'm warmed up.
Beautiful. So over to the knockoff station, this is where we see how the application of that punty went on. So we're going to have Chris gently tap the pipe here. I've got the torch ready to go. Beautiful break. And then we just torch away the sharp edge from where the glass just broke. And honestly, it's pretty darn smooth. It's a beautiful connection. And so I don't even need to touch it.
Which annealer we're going in?
Smooths right out. Number 1, right side. Yeah.
Woo! All right.
Pretty
Looking
sweet.
good, guys. That was a tasty one.
Sweet.
For
Pretty
sure. All right, so now we're on to the next.
It's a hottie in here. I love it. Continuing what we had going on earlier. So yeah, that was a warmer-upper. That one's going to be for sale because it wasn't custom order, correct?
That one's for sale, for sure. We'll be on the annealer reveal on Thursday afternoon, and then that'll go on with all the other goodies we make tonight, Thursday night at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and we don't give you a time for the annealer reveal. We do it sometime during the day up until 6 o'clock on Thursdays. We keep you on your toes, and we open up the doors and look at all the product in there from Tuesday during the day and during the show, and it's available that evening online. So if you love that piece, check back in with us Thursday, but we're going to get moving on to a custom order here.
Yeah, this one's for Kirstis. Yep, Kirstis.
Kirsty's birthday. It's
Kirsty's?
And so, Kirsty, I hope and I know you're watching, and I think Carrie's on here, and I think Carrie's mom's on here watching too. But Marcy, if you take a look down here, I'm going to draw up the pumpkin that she requested that we make. And we do all kinds of custom orders. We love to accommodate what you like to do, and we love to feature what we make at the Glass Academy. So any of our products you can get in different colors, different designs, and you can do that through the website. It goes directly to my mailbox, and I can write up the custom order with you and talk about pricing and colors and all your options. Carrie's no stranger to custom orders, so we talked about this one, and this is how it's going to go. We're going to do a gourd shape. I do believe, and actually, Lucy, if you'd watch for the chat, I'm 90% sure it's a gourd, judging by the pictures she sent me, but if it's not a gourd, at least I'll have the colors correct. So if she says no gourd, let me know. But it's going to be beautifully ribbed, and it's going to be transparent orange with gold on the ribs. It's a beautiful look. And then it's a shorter stem, a regular beautiful stem, but it's not going to be too tall, and it comes down with just 1 or 2 beautiful curls here. Just like that, folks. And then we'll have a beautiful matching acorn right here as well. A little topper on it. This guy will be
What
like
color's the
this.
acorn?
Acorn's going to be copper ruby with gold brown dots and an iris cap.
Nice.
So,
So
that's the
gold
plan,
brown
folks.
dots, you're going to go into optical mold and put the dots on it and then block them in?
No, just
Oh, specs.
specs.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let Marcy help you on this one, and I'll get a hold of
That sounds beautiful.
the L microphone slash camera here. I'm
All
liking
right.
it a lot.
And I'm going to start with the acorn because I don't want to make it a gourd if it's not a gourd. So I just want to triple confirm that. We'll start with the acorn. Marcy, I'll be doing the gathering to put the color on, and I'll have you eat it and get it hot. But I'm going to make the cap for it right now, which is pretty darn cool. And would you mind grabbing, I grabbed the gold brown, but would you mind grabbing that copper ruby 00 on the bottom shelf? K15.
Those guys. What did Carrie say? Did you ask Carrie if it's supposed to be a gourd? Did you ask Carrie if it was supposed to be a gourd? Pumpkin shape.
Not a gourd, it's round. Beautiful.
You guys, technology.
Technology's hardcore.
Somebody from over on the East Coast just dabbles right into the show and tells us exactly what she wants. I love it.
And now that only took about 20 seconds, I'm gonna put this cold pipe away, and I'm gonna grab a hot pipe and start up with the pumpkin.
Just to embellish the whole situation a little bit, Carrie was probably giving a massage to somebody and had her headgear on, looking at the show, gave us a call at the same time while we were right in the middle of blowing it. It was perfect.
Beautiful timing.
All right, we got a molten gather here on a nice 1.25 inch head pipe, one of our standards. Actually, that's called a standard. And that glass is about 2,100 degrees. We're working it a little hot tonight. And he just gathered the molten glass up on the pipe, and he's adding about 3 coats of that transparent electric orange. Pumpkin orange, I'm telling you.
And actually, will you spread out this orange on the marver here?
Yep. All right, so Jake just instructed Marcy to spread out the orange on the marver for him for one reason or another. I'm not exactly sure, but man, she just did that like a professional.
That was serious. That was like...
She did a random dump and then an extra random dump that evened it right out.
Look at that. It took,
Marcy's
what, 1
a professional
second?
at taking random dumps. All right, Jake blows air into the blowpipe and caps it with his thumb. That moisture from his breath hitting the hot glass, steaming and blowing the bubble out. He's preparing it to go into the optical mold. Now let's get this straight, everybody.
I'm gonna go in the small one here.
The mold does not make the pumpkin. The mold just makes the optical ridges in the surface of the glass. I'm going to give you a little zoom right into the center. Those ridges, 12 points, will make the pumpkin texture in the surface, will not make the pumpkin itself. A blow mold would be, you could have a one-size pumpkin and you could just blow into it, and at that point, you're not really blowing the glass, you're not making the glass, you're just mold blowing the glass. There's a lot of places out there use molds all the time. There's a big difference between free blowing glass, offhand free blown glass, and mold blown glass. Mold blown glass is not nearly as difficult as the type of glass that we blow. Sometimes we've got some lighting fixture projects where we've had to make 200 or 300 of the same fixture. You pay $500 to have a mold made and you pump them out and they're all exactly the same. But we don't do that with our products. Every one of our products is one of a kind. Jake and I, as the gaffers, have to make those pieces over and over again as close as possible, but also keeping in mind that we want them to be individual. Check this pumpkin out. Marcy's blowing in the end of the pipe. Well, Jake's shaping the pumpkin up, and that looks like a perfect shape.
Yep. Now, I always do this move afterwards because right now I'm letting it fall back on itself, so it's giving it the beautiful top high shoulder. And I got my hand on the pipe down here, so no air is leaving, so it puffs out the shoulder even wider. So you got this shape rather than the pear shape.
I like that.
Super important, in my opinion, of making a beautiful pumpkin.
All right, now this is what you all know and love so much, the GA stamp on the bottom. This is how we do them on the pumpkins. We put a tiny piece of glass on the bottom. He heats that up and stamps it with the GA stamp. And at the same time, that actually indents the bottom a little bit. so that the pumpkin's got a nice, beautiful pumpkin shape.
It's a win-win. We got a lot of tools here on the bench. Normally when I make pumpkins, I've got 4 tools on the bench.
You want me to get you some more tools on the bench, you
If
say?
you could throw about 5 or 6 more up, that'd be great. Yes, you got it.
Jake's got us a little bit. Let's see what we got here. We got the beautiful pumpkin. I'm gonna get rid of some of these tweezers for him.
Well, we're all finished here anyway. Marcy's making up the stem. Oh, whoa, not that big. Let some drip off of there or something.
I just burned my arm a little bit. It wasn't too bad. I smelt the
boy.
armpit hair burning. All right.
I smell it.
Yeah, a little hair.
What was it, the jacks?
No, I reached over the torch.
Oh my God.
Reached right over the torch and just sizzled the armpit hair. It's okay though. I don't need that stuff for anything.
So I'm babysitting right now as Marcy's putting gold onto the stem. The request was a smaller stem with 1 or 2 curls, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. She's got a beautiful stem lined up.
All right, here we go, guys. We're getting ready for the stem. Let's check it out. It's always nice to see this up close and personal.
Beautiful stem. Look at that. It's always weird jumping back into the rhythm of things. Just 2, 3 loops. Give me 3 loops. Just like that. Perfect. Well, Marcy just nailed it. Do a pull. Do a flop. No, it's all right. I'll fix that right up. And we got a beautiful stem here. And I always do the flip around here so that I can take the torch. And Marcy, would you light the large torch on your way back too? Or if you turn it on, I'll light it.
On.
And then I finish it off by pushing down 1 curl. It's my favorite move here. And then I take this back end guy and give him a little twist and a little squish. That's something we learned on the dance floor.
So that's pretty much so that it looks like it came right out of the pumpkin patch, right?
Exactly.
Now this torch brings out the iridescence in that stem.
The bling bling.
Oh yeah. Woo!
Yeah, baby. Nice stem.
Nice job, guys.
Acorn time. But before I go on to that, I want to always mention how we love doing custom orders like this, partly because it pushes the limits for us. And when we were doing cups, we were doing tumblers, we did a couple mugs. He just did a mug all day, and then we jump back into pumpkin mode and make a stem like that and make a pumpkin. Usually we'll do 25, 30 pumpkins in a row, and you get the rhythm and they start coming out beautiful. So we love challenging ourselves to jump into a product like that and make it as beautiful as possible, and it worked out great.
That just shows the skill of the gaffer as well, too, because to jump around and do completely different style work one after another, that just shows a high level of skill.
Really
so
cool.
you guys go ahead and start preparing, working the colors and things for the acorn. I'm going to show these guys the table one quick moment.
And I'll get
Not
some water.
too long, because they're just getting a sip of water, but we definitely have the table that went live already, everybody. And hopefully somebody's going to get some of these cactus, but I can go through and tell you the ones that I think are the dopest, the pimpest. Number 10 is a pretty nice cactus, guys. I can tell you that because I know I made it. That thing is a gorgeous one. It's got an underlying celadon blue with iris over it with some red spikes and a beautiful chartreuse green flower on it. At the same moment, you can look right through the center of this crazy legged hot dog sausage style plant right there. What the heck? I don't know. We got the furry cactus going on over here. Look at him. Old granddad, they call him. But we got some nice ones. Look at this, guys. The pear, number 13. You really want to mess with Michelle, just ask her if the little planter comes with it, too, because that is pretty sweet looking. All these guys are on some pretty nice looking displays. Look at the double flowers, opal sky blue, gorgeous looking cobalt blue one here. That's the fantasy cactus. that thing grew up in your garden, number one, tell me you wouldn't be tripping out. Be like some crazy, like Sir Graves ghastly experience. Number 4 is gone. What the? Whoop. Number 4 is gone. You guys, number 7's a real cutie. Look at number 7. Well, come on, you guys. Let's get a hold of some of them. All right. The cape. All right, you guys. We're going to have the raffle a little bit later on, and we're going to find out who won the sweet green mug that Jake made last week for the giveaway. The question today is, what's your favorite cool down summer activity? Answer that question in an email and send it to enews@glassacademy.com with your name so we can allow you an opportunity, whoa, look at the train going by, to win the giveaway next week. We got some new stickers here, the Gathering Point stickers, as well as we're throwing in a free handmade kazoo from last week's episode. Our friends that came into town from Nebraska and played their live music on the show. If you didn't see that show last week, show number 122, check it out because they played some pretty darn amazing music and their voices were great and the whole family was just a bundle of fun. We had a great time. But tonight's show is show 123, everybody.
Smaller.
We just went and saw the Jim Henson show this morning, The Muppets, at the Henry Ford Museum, and it was pretty cool. Jake and I were looking at one of the pieces of literature that was on the wall, and it said, show 125. And I looked at him and I said, check it out. They got their shows numbered too. We're show number 123. That's pretty cool. Documenting your journey. All right, he just blew into the Bolatone mold, which is the pineapple mold.
Bench blow.
He's making the top of the acorn, guys.
Good.
This is the cap. What goes in the cap, folks? The nut. It's the only thing that goes in the cap. Do you try to put something else in there, like a piece of asparagus? Or maybe a Sasquatch big toe? It all comes back to the big toe. It would be interesting looking to see a Sasquatch big toe in the cap of a acorn, but it would be all weird with the toenail and everything.
Yeah, I don't need to picture all that.
Maybe some of our friends out there watching us tonight could let us know if there really is a toenail on a Sasquatch big toe.
I've heard there is.
You think that Sasquatch, or
it might be pretty hairy, but
better known as Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
I mean,
or I know this is not the Trailer Park or the Trailer Park Boys Netflix show crowd, but they also call it a Sam Squanch.
A Sam Squanch?
That's right. And they've seen them.
Well,
they've seen them, live Sam Squanches.
It would be called, if it had a big toenail on there, it'd be called a big toenail, not the big foot.
Yeah,
right?
You're right. You're right.
All right, so he's going in for the coating on the nut of the acorn, guys. This is going to be solid, too. It's a pretty hefty hunk of glass.
And this was actually a color that Carrie found on one of our pumpkins. So this is how kind of the collaboration goes. And you have the option to send in pictures of any product you have or anything in your house that you want to reference for your custom order. So she sent that picture in and we made it happen.
That is pretty sweet, Marcy. I don't think they have any Bigfoots out east, do they? I don't think the mountains are tall enough. Out east, where?
In Maine?
The Adirondack Mountains? That's right, the Adirondack or the Catskills. Are those big enough to have Bigfoot? Really? Lucy's over here telling us that those mountains outside of New York definitely have Bigfoot. The Sand Squitch or whatever?
Sam Squanch.
Oh, I think I need an ice pack change.
All right, folks, we got a hot, fresh
All right.
order of soup coming up here for this
Let me get the
acorn.
shot of the soup first.
Come on
This
now.
is
Yep.
the nut, folks, the nut application.
Beautifully delivered. Soup on plate.
Nothing like a big toe of a Sasquatch, but that's okay.
So then we'll sit down and you torch away the cup mark just to start.
You want to try and go for that shell?
Pit stop.
Now, did anyone out there feel that? Of course not, because she's a professional pit stop ice pack switcher upper. Not even noticeable. Oh, look at this thing already getting all puffy and looking all bloated with energy, just the way they look like when they drop from an oak tree. Well, if anybody out there wants to commission a special commission and send Jake his contact form, I'll suggest what you do because we've never done it before. Order a double acorn, like the way they fall off the acorn tree, because I've been thinking about it for a long time, toss it and turn it in my dreams, and I mentioned it to Jake a few weeks ago. I said we should each make an acorn and then heat them up and stick them together so that there's two of them stuck together that look like they do when they fall off a tree. Maybe even make a little branch over the top of them or something. Wouldn't that be sweet? So there's a private commission, you guys, and if I see anything like that come through the pipeline, it's gonna be sweet.
Oh, this color
And you'd be
pattern
getting the
is
first
sweet.
one, so we'd have to sign it #1.
Just pulled out the bottom little sweet part of the acorn.
I like it.
It's all looking pretty dark right now, but wait till we iridize this honey.
That's looking good.
Yes.
The end of that
Well, no,
thing,
I'm gonna need 2 heats to let it cool down.
the end of that, Jake, it was looking really buttery.
Real juicy.
It was looking, look at how buttery that looks. I mean, buttery.
It's like a dollop. It's like
Yeah.
our slug tails.
I
Which,
just-
by the way, we got to show off our new slugs that we made yesterday, Marcy.
Are they in the annealer?
They're over on the Renaissance table.
Oh, I gotta go run over there? Oh.
Well, we'll make custom orders, but I know someone was specially requesting them. That's why I made them.
Well, we'll
But-
have to just have somebody, when they get a moment, run over and grab a couple.
Or not.
I
We'll
don't know,
see.
though.
We'll see.
And if we can't show them at all,
Here goes the bling
well,
bling.
they would go grab one and bring it over here. But if you don't want that to happen, that's totally fine. Then you don't have to worry about it then. Oh, look at the iridescence on that acorn, guys. But just like every product, we got to knock it off and finish it. And that's what they're doing right now. They're going to put a little acorn stem on it.
Alrighty then. Yeah. Nice.
Finishing off the cap. Looking real good. You see them working that up on the top, making sure it's got a nice little flat spot, just like they do when they're born into the wild.
Born into the Glass Academy family.
She's just tucking in a little bit of that reduction on the surface and into the annealing oven with that gorgeous looking acorn. Carrie, that's going to be the most amazing present ever.
That thing is sweet.
Woo!
Very
Nice.
clean, Marcy.
Very nice.
Super
Very
sweet.
nice. All right. So Mom did say that you could go grab one of those, one or two of those, just one or two.
They're over here, Marcy.
Whoa.
We already pulled them out.
Get over there, I've still got you going. She's cruising now, folks.
Sweet, and then you're going up, or do you want me to jump into another one?
Are they in the Renaissance file?
Renaissance, over here. Behind my desk.
All right.
To the
I
left.
like it, guys. What an amazing show. We got Lucy in town. I love her so much. I've been missing her. She's in town from New York on a vacation sabbatical. We've done all kinds of fun stuff, and we're going to be doing a lot more fun stuff. I told you guys to make sure that you answer this question and spread the word. Tell your friends, hey, maybe you didn't see the show, but you still should fill out the answer to this question. What's your favorite cool down summer activity? And then send it into this cool company called the Glass Academy, enews@glassacademy.com, and you could win. You're probably not going to win a kazoo next week. This is for this week only. But it's totally worth it, you guys. I'm telling ya. You saw our crazy competition. All right, so here comes a few of the little prototypers, Jake.
Yeah, and so before we show these off, we already showed one earlier, and we've been continually progressing on the creation of these pieces. We want everyone to know, as excited as you're going to be about them, they're not for sale yet, and this is part of the prototyping process. We have to prototype more of these. We want to get them out and get confident about them. We know one snuck out of the door, but everyone hold on until we've got them perfected.
Or did it slip out?
It's slugged out.
Yeah.
But here they are. They're pretty darn cute, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Slugs with mustaches. They're coming along. They're looking a little bit cleaner there. We'd like to raise the mustache up a little under the eyes so that it doesn't quite look like a mouth. It looks more like a stash.
There's their little booties, their little cutie booty.
We're also toying with the idea of a gold one because you know we all don't have black mustaches around here. So we're going to be doing that.
Looks good. All right. Sounds good.
Beautiful.
So what's the story here?
Back up. Little introduction.
We're going to do a little update. I want to thank, I think it was Kathy White last year.
I forgot about those.
I know. So then it made me think of Joey. So we were talking about where are they now. Joey moved to Texas. He's doing really well. I know some of you guys still follow him. He just redid his website, and so he's up and running. And then we also wanted to talk about Jason.
Yeah, we'll talk about Jason.
Taking a small sabbatical from the Glass Academy. May or may not come back. We'll see how that rolls out. We got Marcy, and then we're going to be hiring some new people, so you guys can spread the word.
We definitely miss Joey. We definitely miss Jason. What's Joey's website? Do you remember?
I don't.
Joey Walker Glass. Just Google it. But you guys check Joey out. He's doing a gallant effort down in Texas, tearing it up, making some cool stuff.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
I have one more housekeeping thing since I've got your attention.
Yes.
The bag is live on the site, but I want to say Friday's question that's going to come out in the e-news, you guys can get a jump on it, is how many boxes are in the bag?
This is Friday's question?
Yep.
And if they guess it right, what do they win?
Well, then we pick one of the winners.
You pick one of the winners to win?
Friday's e-news always has things. You got to open the e-news and read it.
I know. I was just
Gift
asking
cards.
you're asking them a question, what happens?
When you answer on Friday's e-news that comes to your email box, you'll find out.
Oh, all right, sweet.
So the question is, how many boxes are in there?
Yeah.
Nice. And that is our new tote bag, grocery / beach / laundry / gold Cougaron bag. They're on sale on the website. You can get one. They're a beautiful, high quality canvas bag. Will hold a boatload of boxes. You can see just a few in the top if you want to do a little sneaky and see how many are on the top, but we won't let you count that many. Hey!
Obviously that's super packed too. You know, you don't need to fill it all the way up. It's a great beach bag, and it doesn't look that huge when you're just using it regularly, so don't get your minds
How
all
heavy
pretzel.
is it? It looks like it's really heavy, Marcy. It's got to
my
be like
God,
50
35
pounds.
pounds. Oh, she's down. She's down.
Woo!
Wow.
All right.
Well, Are you making a piece or am I making a piece?
What do you want to do? I don't care. I can make one, and you take a
And I'll
break.
do
and
the
be on
giveaway.
mic.
Oh yeah, we got. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
All right.
I don't know.
So
Let's
they're
think
gonna
about it for a sec.
folks. I'm gonna come show you the table over here, remind you what we got going on, and the reason that these shows go on since the beginning of the pandemic. Look at this beautiful display. Can't you just picture this in your library, or in your living room, or in your bathroom? Who knows? I got a sweet set of 3. As I've always mentioned, this is my favorite color combination right here. Beautiful. Let's see if we hold it up to the light. This is like a Merlot red. Look at how deep and delicious that is. It's super cool. Everyone's got its own cool spiral on the top. And I can't say it enough, folks. They're all one of a kind and handmade, and they're super cute. This one's got a great color matching pattern there too. This guy is actually encased. You see the extra kind of magnification and iridescence it's got going on. That means that someone coated the inside and it looks like a light blue and then covered over it. I think my dad made this one and put another color on top of it. That's different than the rest of them. A little more time put into that piece. It's a beautiful one, number 10. We got a dark and looking cactusy one over here. That's pretty darn sweet, number 12, with a multicolored flower, and you don't see that often. But deep blue is another one I said with 2 flowers. Is not something you see very frequently. Just a lot of beautiful pieces, folks, and we love making them. And that's what we do at the Glass Academy. Handmade, original artwork. And you see, it looks like we might be getting into cactus mode because Marcy actually just went back into the garage, a 2-door garage right there, and picked up a chunk of solid color. Different than what we've used here so far tonight, the frit, which is tiny pieces, granulized, colored molten glass, was molten, now it's chopped down at room temperature. She picked up a solid bar of it. That's what we use for the flower and for the dots. You see Chris working in the frit area. Here is our bar color. You see down there in the orange, look at those long bars of solid melted color. Really beautiful stuff. And Chris looks like he's got himself a Celadon blue. So that's a really beautiful color. He's pouring it out. They've all got different sizes, from 00 up to about 4, I believe. And you can get tinier pieces, you can get larger pieces for whatever application you need. And so Chris is going to be coaching her on the way he wants this bit presented. Marcy and I work a lot together. Chris works with Nolan on his couple days a week making work. So Chris has a different style of glass blowing than I do. We both got our own styles, and for that reason, the assistant needs to kind of cater to that style. So he's going to coach her along as best as he can through this, and Marcy's got awesome open ears listening to kind of the way she wants things presented, and she's doing a little dance sometimes when she is listening at the same time, so watch out for that. And it's all good business happening. So you see how hot that is right there, and you see how the color changes when she touches it on the corner there on the marver, on the metal steel plate. And that's because it pulls a lot of heat out of the glass. She's touching it in a certain place to cool that heat down, to shape it up correctly the way she wants it. So he's got one coat of that Celadon out. He pulled out this medium-size optic mold right there on the left, which means he's going a little larger with this guy for sure. He's got about the same amount of glass I did for that pumpkin. So then if I had to guess by the amount of glass he had, I'd say he's going for maybe in between a size 6 and a size 5 here. 6 is also one of my favorites, and the dots are super protruding off the sides. Look at that. That's some serious technique. Again, these are on the website, folks, glassacademy.com. First come, first serve. And we will be continually creating at all times.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a special show. I wanted to mention this coming in October. We're going to tease you up to the show, but I want you to mark the calendar October 15th. I want you to save the date. There's going to be a special glass blowing show. It's all going to be about pumpkins and fall decor, and on this particular show, only certain items are going to be released.
October 15th for premier pumpkin experiences and premier exclusive products in that evening. Mark the date. We'll give you more details. Just as we did for the 100th show, we're going to build up to this, and we're going to grow some viewership with it, and we're going to get you guys excited about it because we're going to have some really cool one-of-a-kind things happening. But mark the date, as my mom Michelle just mentioned there. It's going to be a really fun show. We're going into things, like we've been mentioning, things are really ramping up. It's been a beautiful summer, and you all have kept us beautifully busy through the summer with custom orders and with our live show here, and asking us questions and keeping us engaged in what we do and love to do. But we're getting into the busy season, folks, and like my mom mentioned, we are looking. We're going to get another glass blower in here. We may train somebody up, as we've done. And who gets 5% off? Okay. Well, I'll finish what I was saying, which was that I have no idea what I was saying, but what now needs to be said is that we've got a 5% off discount for everybody who uses their tote bag. You bring your tote bag in, this one we were talking about here, and if you're shopping with your tote bag at the Glass Academy, it's 5% off your order. And that was a public service announcement from tech support, hollered from across the studio. So there we go. And Marcy's been shaping this up. Chris has. Are you gathering over that? Oh my God. All right, so let's take it back to the size area over here. He's got enough for something in between these two. I'll put my palm on this guy for size example. 2 flowers on him. He's looking beautiful as well. But he's definitely going larger. Maybe looking like a 10, if not larger. But I was just talking about the encasing, and this could be very similar. We got red, I believe, on the outside. He's got blue on the inside on his, and we're going to see what the other 2 colors are, but could turn out to be very similar to that guy. Marcy, I can already tell, is doing a great job of setting this up for the spiral bit because she's got the tip really hot and she's got the core nice and cool. So when it pulls off, it's going to pull off in a beautiful stringer, and it's not going to pull off in one long chunk. And that's super important. We had a lot of learning progression when doing cactuses, and times where you take a large $20 piece of color and you heat it up just a little bit too far, and you start to put it on the cactus, and it pulls off super thick, and they don't split. The spiral doesn't split into all those little dots, and you have one long spiral strand down the piece, and you've wasted extra color. So she knows what she's doing at this point. Yeah. Berry mold coming right up. We're going to take it over to the knockoff station. Look at this beautiful shot. If that doesn't look like a hot shop in action, the brand new furnace, I don't know what does. But in our cup here with the butter knife, with the spoon, with our Glass Academy stamps, we also have the berry mold. And that's what I'm going to present to the bench here, so that Chris may make these beautiful flowers. Marcy's pulling over the block, so Chris doesn't have to worry about any anglage when he goes into this mold, but I'm going to get a sweet close-up of this. He's getting it really juicy. Marcy's going to be getting that super hot right now.
Yep, go for it, Marcy.
And then I'm going to slide this over for Chris. He's got the diamonds already prepared here, but we need that right there, and here he goes into the mold. Blowing super hard. The better the ribs, the tighter the look. Oh, and he's going for iris blue in the cracks. Look at this.
I'm ready when you are. Get it nice and hot, Marcy.
So he's got a beautiful mold response on there. He's got iris blue in the cracks. And watch this move coming in.
Yep.
Marcy's got a beautiful bit. Look at this thing ready to go. Chris, taps it on, super thin. Now these ribs are just, these spirals are touching only on the tips of the ribs and not in the valleys. Nice bit, Marcy. And so when he goes in here right now, you see his hands, he's moving the pipe really fast, he's spinning it right in the flame, and it's splitting all those spirals. I'll give you a mensch blow. Splitting all the spirals so there's only dots on there.
I'm gonna heat it up.
He's going for a heat first. Marcy is preparing that color to put away. You want to save all the color you can at the end. So she's got the leftover color. It was a large chunk. You don't want to just toss that. Color is probably one of the most expensive add-ons in the glass blowing world, what you need to make glass blowing happen. The necessities, I might say.
Okay, blow, Jake. Keep going. Good. Woo.
Gotta get this hot for a flower.
Yep.
So I just puffed some serious air in there to expand it out. It's looking larger than anything else we've got on the table, and he's going for the squatty move. You saw he just pushed it with the paddle back on the pipe. It's looking like it would be a beautiful pumpkin shape, but that's not. We're not flipping it around. He's squishing it on there so that we may put a flower on the top closest to me right now. The color looks beautiful with his shirt right now.
Ready?
Yep.
Here
Probably
comes
put
flower
another one
number
on.
1. Nice and juicy. He sticks it onto the side. Torches it. Hits it with the berry mold, and now he's pulling out all the little spikes to make a beautiful flower. Incredible.
Another one?
Yeah.
So you're not going to see that color come out, especially now. I'm
Marble that to a
90%
point.
sure it was a red. But while you're looking at red glass while it's hot, it looks totally brown. And until it's cooled down completely, that's probably the color of the flower he just put on there. But it's not going to strike that bright until it's completely cooled down.
Whatever you wanted.
Okay.
Flower number dos.
Want number 3?
I don't think so. I think 2 is good.
Stamp? How do you want it?
Stamp goes on the bottom. So we'll knock it off and we'll torch the look at that. So there Marcy goes to save. She's got the diamond shear. She's cutting off all the leftover glass. And she's going to knock it into the annealer. Just to let that cool on overnight. Let it have no stress in it, not have to worry about whether or not it's going to explode later on, and we'll use that color another day. That's very important work. That's Marcy showing some love for the shop here and just thinking ahead on how we can save a little bit of money.
All right. How about a little reduction?
And you're going to put it on the paddles then, or to knock it off? What do you think? Or a large mold?
Well, I'm trying to think if we should stick a GA stamp on it.
I think probably. That's what I was doing with the large
Why
ones.
don't you bring me a GA stamp? Thank you.
So we're going to get a GA stamp on the side. Lots of love coming through. Beautiful. Yeah, I will remind people of the contest because that's an incredible idea, folks. I think we've only talked about it a couple times, but someone's going to be winning this mug that we made on the show last week. Super cool green mug, two-tone greenie. Here comes the GA stamp. And you mentioned we need the gloves to put this guy away. Will you grab the gloves, Marcy? But here is the giveaway question
Beautiful.
for tonight,
You can
folks.
set
We
it on
always
the
ask a
bench
cool,
or the
fun
box right there will be
giveaway
fine.
question. What's your
And then we'll
favorite
reduce this and
cool
I'll stick it
down
away.
summer
You can knock it
activity?
off of my hands.
And I would love to think of water. I'd think of a pool, maybe some lemonade, a recliner chair or an outdoor chair, and maybe a front porch with a fan on it and some serious deep greenery around me.
Look at that
That's
guy.
my answer to the e-news question. But if you send that to enews@glassacademy.com, the email, include your name so we know who won. You'll see how it happens tonight. We do a drawing,
It'll
a
pop
random
right off,
drawing,
probably.
and
Pretty good.
somebody will win the piece that we make at the very end of the show, the final piece of every show, whether it's a sweet mug,
You're gonna hit the
or a
doors for me?
cactus, or an acorn, or anything else that's in style. Little tap of the pipe, pops off perfect. They're gonna take it over, set it into the annealer with both hands. The annealer is gonna be nice and full. You guys are gonna get a beautiful reveal on Thursday. Some great products in there.
All right.
Nice job, you guys.
Yeah.
Super good.
That was a crazy nice Celadon iridescent blue with bright red dots. Wait till that one comes out in the annealer reveal, you guys. It's gonna be a pimper. For sure.
Exactly.
Heck yeah. All right, well that was another nice one. I think now, Jake, I think you might be doing it up.
Might be my turn. Maybe Marcy gets on the camera. We gotta rotate it up tonight, otherwise we're all gonna go from heat exhaustion and just pass out. The camera's already about ready to go. We might need a pit stop professional, and maybe I'll jump on and make a mug. Didn't talk about these. Cool. Would you maybe Lucy could grab me some water real quick? Possibly. Would you grab me some water? Thank you. These, my mom Michelle was explaining, are super cool and brand new today. Were picked up from the printer. Do you want to explain them?
So a lot of times we get questions like, hey, this is a birthday gift, something like that. Could you put a note into the bag? So now, a special note. So yes, we can. It talks about the gathering point, the show. Maybe you had them do something live on the show. Then there's the QR code so you can find all our products and get a direct link. But also what's going to be fun is that as we have time during the week and we have a minute, we'll just jot down some notes. So you might just get this in your bag with a special note from us.
Might get a special note from us, and she's saying if you wanted to order something for someone else like Carrie's doing tonight,
right,
let us know in the notes of your order, a special note to be written, and we'll handwrite a little note for no extra charge. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Just because that's the kind of family business situation action that's going on around here, and that's how we're going to do it.
That's what we do.
Thank you so much.
Hey, why don't you names while Lucy's here and you guys
That's a
cool?
great idea.
All right. You want to do the pool or no? All right.
Oh my God, water's incredible.
All right. All you.
So Wheel of Names, we had about, how many entries this week?
About
146, a little lower, great odds for whoever joined. And someone's gonna do something here. And then Marcy's gonna cover up their email so the whole thing isn't showing. Could do the opposite side, either way. We've got a winner. .com, hotmail.com. That's just a sneak peek, and then one of our amazing tech support's gonna write down, let's see if I know, not a familiar email this time. I'm familiar with many of our regular customers' emails because of custom orders and seeing the orders come through. We've got a great following of repeat customers, but that's a new one to me, folks. So if you're new to the show and you won tonight, that's super cool. And if you just haven't won or haven't put in a custom order, the reason we do these is because not everyone can afford the glass that we're selling. Not everyone can afford to come take a class and come be in the shop necessarily, even though the gallery is open to the public. But we do give away a piece every show, and for people who can't necessarily afford or just aren't interested in purchasing, that's totally acceptable. We're happy to be giving away. And here we have, and actually the name is a bit familiar,
I know.
Monica Bristol. Congratulations, Monica. You got a sweet lime green and granny apple green mug and a kazoo, and that's honestly too big. It's covering up the mug, so we'll do it like that. But you got the GA stamp on the side. It's a sweet, beautiful, clean handle. It's a mug that's on the lighter side, which is cool. And if everyone would share their congratulations with Monica, that'd be incredible. There is, before I get started on this mug in 1 second here, there's one thing I want to say about glass, which I'm going to repeat because I was sleeping on it the other night multiple times during the next few shows, which is that I've had multiple people in my life, many people, pick up an acorn and say, wow, it's so heavy, it's so cool, that is nice. And I want to point out that glass blowing, we talk about it all the time, the technique of the glass blower and high technique in glass blowing is making delicate and thin but sturdy and functional glassware. And the thinner shows more technique. So a lot of our products are based off of that. And when you, or if you spread this knowledge to your friends, come into our gallery and pick up a piece and it's not heavy, don't necessarily think it's cheaper and or don't think something's better because it's thicker. We shoot for a variety of different products, but technically thinner is more difficult. So that's something to think about.
Would you agree with that?
100%. Can I use the camera for 1 minute? I just want to show off our old friend, Poe.
Oh.
What's up, Poe?
If you guys have a dog, tell us what kind of dog you have. We'd love to hear if there's any GSPs out there or any other one. What type of dogs you have, we'd love to hear about it.
Poe's a little tiny GSP. He only weighs about 21 pounds, folks. That's right. His legs are made out of balsa wood, and he's not a real animal. He's just a toy. Oh, baby. All right, get him out for his walk.
Well, watch this, Dad. I want to show everybody what it looks like to clean up a bench after a long piece. Big jacks, we don't need them. You've got tweezers, you got diamonds, and you got shears. And I've started trying to teach myself to do something while I'm working, which is keep the tweezers over here and keep the shears over here, because this taglia here is coated in beeswax, and this whole area is covered in beeswax. So if I start setting my tweezers over here, I'm going to have a problem, and they won't be able to grab the glass.
And what's the story with this piece of glitter over here?
That is something from your piece that you left on the bench. It was a treacherous flying piece. I think a couple of them landed in my shoe while we were working on that piece. I'm stepping on it right now.
All right, so what are you making, a mug?
I'm making a mug.
All right. What are they?
Hey, Marcy, would you toss up these
Winnie the Poodle. I like it. Oh, a lab named Jake. What would we be if we were dogs? What kind of dog would Jake be, everybody? And what kind of dog would Marcy be? And what kind of dog would I be? Hey,
Marcy's a cat.
we'll
for sure.
we'll do the cat thing later. Now we're talking about dogs. What kind of dog would Jake be? Me, even Michelle. What kind of dog would Michelle be? I'm not asking you guys. I'm asking the audience, not the people themselves. So everybody out there, let me know which kind of dog we're gonna be. All right, Jake's getting buck wild over here. He's making a mug.
Making a mug.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a really cool color pattern. I did a couple of today that I'm really liking. I found a way to do it. I've always wanted in my brain to do this color pattern, but whenever I swirl the color up this much, the whole piece is super hard to control and gets really out of hand. So what I've learned to do is you have to prep it correctly. You gotta marver it a couple times. You leave the top up by the pipe a little hotter and unmarvered, and you marver the tip down to a point so that when you grab the end of it and completely swirl it, it doesn't fold over itself, because when you're folding the glass and it's got super dense colored areas and super lightly colored areas, that's when it gets really hard to blow out and control the shape of your bubble.
Would you say that that's probably kind of like when the glass gets really buttery?
What?
I have no idea what it's
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't tell everybody
I think
about
the
it.
glass is more like forbidden honey than anything else.
Forbidden honey, for sure.
Coconut honey? I don't know what that is. What does that mean,
no,
you guys?
forbidden honey.
Marcy's trying to tell us that she thinks glass is like coconut honey.
She's about to leave. Watch this. Zoom in on this.
All right.
I'm grabbing the end. See, I have my shape determined already so that I can go full-on swirl mode right now.
That looks just like that custard ice cream I had today.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to go big?
Nah, I'm gonna keep it a little more regular than that.
Oh. What did I get? I got swirl.
Me too.
Swirl is good. Some custard. When they poured that custard out of the machine into that waffle cone, it was really buttery. It was buttery, folks.
What? Yeah, Marcy was a little jealous of the custard situation today.
It was
She was
tasty.
actually at the doctor's office while we were getting custard. I'm sorry, Marcy.
That's what happens when you don't want to be some type of a dog and you want to just be a cat. You don't get ice cream custard.
What?
All right, Jake's blowing some air in there. This is going to be a sweet looking shape. I already see the swirling pattern going in here. I'm going to zoom in on it a
I
little.
put specks of gold brown in there too so that it's pert with
Ooh.
gold brown.
Really? So we got
Iridescence.
the pert and the gold brown.
Whoa, he was sweating a little too much on that last piece.
Jeez. Using a little gravity there, folks. I know that for all you local people and non-local people, you've been dying because the Renaissance Festival's coming. It's only like 2 weeks away. It opens August 21st and 22nd up in Holly, Michigan, which is about an hour north of Detroit, and we are the Royal Glassmakers out there, folks, and we're going to be getting completely insane. You think you see some insane stuff on the gathering point? Well, watch out.
We've also possibly got some new additions to the live show coming up in the near future. That's something that, like the pumpkin show on October 15th, we're going to keep it on the down low for maybe one more week. But we've got some good information for you all and some exciting stuff coming up to stay tuned for. Hello? Good.
Looking good. That's a great pattern.
It's pretty cool.
I think that some would call that dark storm.
I would call it that for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. And then I think if I put black accents on this, it might even be darker and stormier.
I
But
think
we're gonna
at some point, Marcy,
blow and then do that.
if you could make other tags and place them strategically around the shop, it would be perfect, like this one right here that tells us exactly what's going on the Marver.
That wasn't her, that was me.
But I'm saying she could make one and we could just lay it on the bench. It says bench.
Ooh, there we go.
Ah.
Yeah, Marcy did get her her pod finally delivered with all her stuff from Chicago after multiple months, blow light, of being in town. That's good. Come for the paddle. She's 100% moved in. Squish hard.
Still like the impaction.
That's good. Okay, give me a blow. Beautiful.
I don't know how many
Crispy.
people are watching
Yeah,
the
let's go
show
for
right
gold
now,
brown.
guys, but if you didn't see it, it was a pretty fun competition.
Now we'll do black.
Our glassball
left.
competition.
Yeah, right there.
First thing during the show. Yep, you could go back to the beginning of the show and check it out and see all the glass ball shots.
It was a sweet challenge.
or watch it on YouTube tomorrow.
Next time, I think instead of the far toss, we could do a vertical toss, standing on the bench.
Just more height.
Yeah.
How about a bigger bucket?
No,
Huh?
Mr. 4.
Great. Now, because of that, I'm going to break out the kazoo.
Oh, God. You're probably blowing people's speakers right now.
Yes, folks, I was a professional kazooer. I was a professional kazooer back in my heyday. Traveled the country with a bedpan for my donation ball. But I can play the kazoo pretty good. That was like 3 years of no radio in my truck.
You just get in there and play the kazoo?
Play the kazoo and whistled, man. I became a good whistler, too. If anybody could name this show, you guys, let me know. The song I'm going to whistle right now, and you send it in. Let me know.
What's happening?
I know that one.
It's a classic.
That's it. Going for the super foot.
See how the point makes it really hard to cut?
Nice. Just let tech support know the name of that, and you'll win an evening out with Jacob Nordine. I'm not legally allowed to do that. I can't be pawning off my boy. Looking good, looking good. Looks like it's going to be a slimliner.
Yes.
Narrow and tall.
It's looking good.
Nice ice cold summer shandy would pour out of that real good. Woo-hoo. That's kind of, it's such a hot summer day, you don't mind if a couple big swigs of it just run down your neck.
I love that.
Yep.
Speaking of water, let me get a flash.
Better get a flash and get some agua. You need that over there?
Yes, that right
This
there.
glass
please.
right here?
Por favor. This thing's gonna be absolutely blinging. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Just gonna drink it all and give it back to me?
Thank you.
All right, all right. Here comes the punty.
That's a beautiful.
I'll tell you what, I remember back in the
Punty.
day when I was teaching at CCS and the students would be punting up and they would be using a hammer to get the punty off.
What?
Literally bending it, hitting it so hard that it was like bending the pipe.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's true. And
That's
you guys are
insane.
right, the Andy Griffith Show. Yep, the old fishing hole, that's right. What up, Carrie's tuning back in.
What up, Carrie?
All right,
Yep.
all right. It looks like we got a ton of answers for my whistle. Thanks, guys. All these questions that we talk about on the show, there's going to be some type of a competition. Like, the reason I had to whistle for 3 years in my truck and play the kazoo is because they kept breaking out my window and stealing my stereo out of the front of my truck. So eventually, for about 6 months, I didn't even replace the window. I just had both windows broken out, and I drove around with no radio.
If it was the summer, why not? I only keep the windows down anyway.
Yeah, so now remember stuff like that because that'd be a perfect quiz question.
It would be. 150th show quiz giveaway question.
Yeah.
We should just start implementing those and writing them down.
I mean, that might be what this question could turn into.
What question? The giveaway?
The giveaway question.
Well, everyone just heard it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Plus, people might not have. I'm saying it doesn't have to be that question, but could be questions from the past.
Right.
But if it's somebody new, then they wouldn't know They wouldn't know the answer.
That's right.
So we don't want to just alienate all of our amazing
Perfect
new
size.
watchers. Look at this lip wrap, guys. That's about as buttery as it gets.
That was pretty buttery.
So we know there's going to be a handle going on this tasty mug. For sure.
Butter or taffy?
Are you talking about when the glass is very molten and very luscious and tasty?
Yes.
Buttery. For sure.
But taffy, molasses.
You know, taffy and molasses is no comparison to buttery. You can just feel it in your lips when you say it.
Butter.
Buttery.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I was just forcing away the butter talk.
That was beautiful. Look at that thing. I told you it was going to be a slimliner. Looking good. The Dark Storm. Beautiful. Marcy, remind me after the show to tell you about the skit that I just imagined while I was videotaping your guys' hands. I guess I'll tell everybody about it right now.
Oh, God.
You were opening the piece up, Jake. Your one hand was on the pipe. Your second hand had the jacks in there. Marcy came in with the paddle first. Then she backed the paddle up with her second hand. And then I just imagined like another set of hands coming in and doing something, and then a third set, and then like a fourth set. And then I'd pan back and there'd only be two people there. Maybe JoJo's hand.
JoJo's hand, the fifth one in.
So we got a handle. He's blowing this hollow handle.
One more flash.
We're trying to
So
get
light
my
one?
brother Israel to come and be a guest on the show.
Yeah, we are.
He's got an alias name. It's Ivan Blows Glass a Lot. He's from Russia.
Yes.
All right, we're going for the drop. It's about as buttery as it gets, folks. Looking good. What color was that handle?
I did gold brown with specks of purple in it.
Mmm.
And we're gonna do a black thumb saddle.
Nice. So if I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the thumb saddle, but look at, here's the giveaway. We're gonna do the wheel of names after this. We did? Nice. I must have been in the bathroom. We're getting water. But see this? The thumb saddle goes right up on there. Sometimes you can use it, sometimes you don't need it.
Sorry.
But the thumb saddle is definitely an ergonomic added bonus to the mug. Probably use the drop off of that for the stamp too, eh?
That's right.
You hear that, Marcy?
We've been doing it already, pal.
Nice.
So this is gonna be, I was gonna do the squisher up in there, but I'm totally doing the raindrop tiny iridescent ball up there.
You know what's in between the squisher saddle and the ball?
That little extra little,
The Chicago bean,
yeah.
where you just give it a little tiny push down on it and it looks like the bean. Melting in that cut mark, you want it to be super smooth. Definitely don't ever want to have any sharp menageries going on on your thumb or your finger.
Absolutely not. It's sitting up a little, so I'm gonna have to give it the Chicago bean.
Nice.
Okay.
Here comes the GA stamp. Super happy that you guys are all hanging out with us tonight on this Tuesday evening. Hope somebody out there is having an ice cold margarita, because that would be super tasty right now. Look at that. That is a beaut. So now we're going for a little reduction. Reduction, if you folks aren't familiar with it, is when you turn down the air that's going into the glory hole, and you have a large amount of gas that's flowing out, and it brings all the precious metals to the surface.
Give it one more, Marcy.
And it makes you have an iridescent, almost carnival-looking glass added to certain parts of the piece where you've used that particular type of glass. Very, very pretty. That looks great. You got the iridescent purple halo on there, Jake. The super nice silver metal black foot and lip wrap. I'm telling you.
Bling it.
That is a bling-er. Oh, I think he just pointed the bonker at it and it came off, you guys. You didn't even have to touch it. Unbelievable. This is going to be coming and available online. You'll see it hot out of the oven on Thursday during the Anila reveal sometime in the afternoon, and it goes live at glassacademy.com. A bunch of tasty available products. You guys, very nice.
That's what I'm...
Oh, Grandpa Otto Plusinski's in the house.
Yeah, grandparents.
What's happening, you guys?
We just saw all them on the family Zoom call Sunday night. Every other Sunday, we get together with my mom's side of the family, the Plusinskis.
Yep.
And everyone gets together and exchanges pictures. That's something that was really cool. It started from the pandemic, as I'm sure there's been many horrible things and many beautiful things. But they're watching. They got the technology figured out.
Yeah.
Shout out to my grandparents. Grandma Popkins sent us cookies.
Oh.
And Grandma Farah sent us muffins, cookies, and bread.
That's us as in the Glass Academy family. We got them in the fridge over here, and we've been munching on them. So thank you to her side of the family, too.
Oh, some tasty
some
cooking.
Oh, yeah.
All right, all right.
Beautiful.
So going to hand off this this camera real quick to Jake, or unless you're bringing me a bit for the giveaway.
I'll bring you some bits for the
So
giveaway.
I want to do a really cool example of the resist of that iridescent silver blue with clear over it. So I'm going to do a really nice drinking tumbler.
That sounds great.
Yep, just a tumbler, and you'll bring me a clear bit, and I'll put a spaghetti bit all over it, and then we'll reduce the heck out of it. And I'm going to try to leave the spaghetti bit very textured on the surface. So what that's going to mean is I'm going to want to have my piece blown out a little bit on the bigger side before we put that on, so it doesn't melt in as much.
And before we actually do that move, which you can get it started up, I'd love to ask people to see their answers, since I'm going to have a second to look. Who can answer what a spaghetti bit is?
That's funny, I was going to ask that.
Before we actually do the move. It's a color application.
And you know, I'm curious who came up with it. Like, I think Chris named it, but why?
I can tell you why, or they might be able to tell you why.
I can tell you who came up with it, too.
Well, I'll tell you that I'm going to go get some water. There's my beautiful cup for the week. Winning the challenge, thank you. And Chris, you're on mic duty.
I'm on the microphone duty? Oh my gosh. I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have someone telling me what to do. All right, I'm going to gather up the bit. When you're blowing glass, you can have about 10, maybe 15 seconds of time in between everything that's coming out of your mouth. It gives people time to absorb what they're learning, right, guys? It's getting pretty warm, and the glass is getting a little low, so the pipe was getting real hot going in there, so I used a pipe cooler to cool this thing off. The glass is looking super buttery. I could probably put it on my toast and enjoy it. I'm going to put 2 coats of this really nice iridescent color on here, and then when I coat the clear spaghetti bit all over the outside, it won't reduce everywhere that that spaghetti bit is touching the blue. So you're going to have this really cool technique on the outside of the glass, and if it's done really well, the way the spaghetti's placed pretty symmetrically, the piece blows out really, really nice. This is going to be the giveaway, guys.
And do we have any kind of system behind what we choose for the giveaway?
Nope.
It's pretty much just what's up for whatever we want to do for that week, right?
Yep. I mean, geez, we've made goblets, we've made tumblers, cactuses, slugs with snails on their backs.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that bit.
I should have put a slug on that handle, but we'll do that next week.
Woo, this bench, you can't even touch it, it's so hot. I'm gonna have you marver it a little, Jake, and then just give it a little reheat on the tip.
I'm gonna actually just give you a cold core here because I'm on a small pipe, but I think it might work really well.
Well, it's fine as long as it's not too hot, but as long as it cools off and then is reheated.
A little point and I'm a little marver.
Yep.
All right, folks. Well, we got the mic back up. Our mic's died in this extreme humidity and heat, but you should be hearing me now. Let me hear that, how that sound is for everybody. got to double mic it.
Yep. Will you patent it, Marcy? Will you paddle for me?
The patented capaddle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
That's a cap and a paddle, capaddle. Marcy's one hand super strength in it, looking good.
Thank you. Oh yeah, look at that.
Super tight.
I'll take a little Maurice.
Confirmation on that sound, Mom? This glass is pretty juicy right now. I love it a lot. See how I did that flip at the last second? Marcy's been bringing them over like we do the goblets, just like this, with no flash. If you're down for it, they've been coming off perfect. Beautiful break. Look at the texture on there, it looks great. So we got it flipped around now, and just like we were doing the mugs, it's time to open it back up. So he's focusing the heat just on the top half. The beautiful thing about this blue is you can see your heat distribution so beautifully because it turns such a bright kind of pink while it's hot. So when he comes out here, and you want to think about how deeply you're heating it up here, because when you go for the pluck and trim and you pull out that lip to get it thin, if you only have the top 2 inches hot, then everything below it's going to not move and you'll keep that shape. But if you heat up half of the cup and then you pull it out, it's going to pull it out from the middle, a nice, long, beautiful, elegant shape. And it just totally depends on the shape you want. But you'll see when he comes out and sits down what he chose heat-wise and how deep he put the heat on the cup. Little puffer, seals the lip, and then he's able to blow it out, get it a little thinner up top. Now he's pulling it out. So you see he went for about a 1/3 heat down the way. Going for the trim all in one move. It's 3 moves all in one heat. We do a 2-hour private experience where you book a class with me or in some cases with Marcy, where you have 2 hours with the instructor, you and one other person, and we teach you in depth about the glass and let you go full hands-on with it. And it's a really experimental class because the idea is to let you all understand the difficulty of glass blowing. And it always changes, it depends on what the student wants, but I really like to let them attempt together to make a vessel like this.
That's a really nice class to come into town for.
Super well worth a trip to come experience that. 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning with a coffee with you and your loved one and or a really good friend, and we really get crazy and you have a really wild experience. I believe we call that the 100% hands-on experience. Working the zoom, baby.
Production. All right, here we go, guys.
Look at the bling. Oh my God.
Someone's gonna love that thing.
That's serious. That looks almost like water, like some puddles of like some oil spill or something. That's kind of ridiculous.
And away she goes.
Well,
Nice.
900 degrees in there. That piece is going down. We've got about 14 hours to let that cool down. Thursday, we will be opening it up and doing a live show, on Facebook for everybody to see. We got, I think, 3 pieces available for purchase. We've got a custom order, and we've got a giveaway. That was a pretty solid show.
Did you show them the rebuilt furnace?
I saw it briefly, showed them briefly, but everybody take a gander over here.
Yeah, check it out. It's cooking.
It's cooking real hot right now, but you certainly notice the paint job completely redone. Brand new rivets all the way up here. The door slides brand new there, and it is working great. So this will very soon become the clear furnace. So we'll no longer walk the full length of the shop for every clear bit and application piece we want to do. It's going to save us about 2,500 steps per day on average. That's for the Fitbit commercial. But yeah, that was an incredible show. Great pieces made. If we take it over here, we can look at the board one more time. Folks, again, we've got our cactuses up. This may be the last time we feature cactuses on the Glass Academy Gathering Point show. We've got a lot of, so take your opportunity to grab onto those, but we've got a lot of really cool additions to the show and cool things happening in the near future here. So stick around and share this with your friends and your family. Everybody, as you all know, we're a family-run business, and this is what keeps the business floating for us and keeps things strong. So we really appreciate your support in everything we do. I know we've got some Glass Academy addicts coming into town sometime soon, I hope. But we're going to be going out to the Renaissance Festival soon. Those are all numbered on the website. I'm going to let you guys sign off with Marcy, but it's been an incredible show. Thank you all for watching us, and we will see you all in 1 week on the show once again. And we hope you enjoy your beautiful evenings. We're at 2 hours and 1 minute. It's a perfect show.